Can we take that? Let's take his description.
So we finally got a casting update on the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, so I'm going to break it down. So basically Matthew Lillard and Josh Hutcherson are going to be the stars of the movie, and rightfully everyone is pointing out that this is probably the casting for Mike and William Afton. If you don't know who William Afton is, he's pretty much the main antagonist of Five Nights at Freddy's. He's the mechanic who created the animatronics along with his business partner in the 70s, and then eventually became a kid killer, stuffing kids into these suits, creating mechanisms for the kids to be taken by the animatronics, and once the kids are killed, their souls inhabit the animatronic, and Mike Afton is his son. And in the character description, they have it as Mike. They say that he's ridden with guilt, and if you don't want to know any spoilers, this is coming from the game. The reason that he has the guilt that he has is because he would torment his younger brother pretending to be the animatronics because they would scare him, and then on putting his younger brother's head in the Freddy Fazbear animatronics, he clamped down on his head and killed him. So now Mike has to live with the death of his brother on his hands, and then his father becomes obsessed with the concept of the animatronics and the children's souls, trying to bring his kids back and everything. So I'm not exactly sure how they're going to play that out. I was kind of hoping that they would take more of as much as I want to see them get into the lore, I don't know if this first movie is the right time to do it. They probably should be a little bit more restrained, just have a random janitor go in and just kind of discover that these animatronics are alive, and then bring in Mike Afton in the sequel, kind of go more into the lore and William Afton and everything and explain it. Because the thing is, the William Afton stuff and the Mike Afton stuff, that's supposed to take place in the past, like in the 80s. So I'm not exactly sure why they're kind of bringing it into modern day and stuff, but I almost wish they'd be a little more restrained. And I think that it's going to get a little bit of this small world syndrome, that Mike Afton's going to start working as a janitor at a Freddy Fazbear's, and his father's going to have to turn out to just happen to be the creator of all of the animatronics. Unless he goes in knowing exactly what he's getting into or trying to figure something out, that could be interesting. But I'm just worried that he's going to go in and just happen to find out that he's happening to work at a place that his father ran and built. And I mean, I guess if they're going off the games, that wouldn't be possible, because obviously he'd know that the animatronics were his father's. That's why he messed with his brother, and that's why he ended up getting his brother killed. But, you know, I guess we'll just have to see how the movie plays out. I really like the casting of Matthew Lillard, though. I think that he has the potential to be a really good William Afton. Josh Hutcherson, like, I haven't seen too much from him lately, obviously. He was a big thing in the early 2010s, late 2000s. You know, he was in the Journey movies, Hunger Game movies, so like, he's big. I haven't seen him in much lately, so it'll be good to see him potentially have some kind of return. And I think the role of Mike Afton could be good for him. I just hope that they don't skimp out on a lot of like the story that makes Five Nights at Freddy's so good and makes it so entertaining. But I think that this is a little bit of a weird way to tell it. I was thinking about how I would probably do a trilogy in my head, and I feel like I would just make it kind of base level, just a random janitor who discovers all this for the first movie, and then maybe in the sequel either set it in the past, kind of like how the games do, or bring in Mike trying to get revenge on the animatronics or something, who knows, and then kind of splice in the past, show William Afton. You know, it could go either way, but overall this is a great casting update and I'm really happy about it. Are you guys fans of Five Nights at Freddy's? Let me know in the comments. See you next time.